Okay, let's get started. Right now I have Gmail open, and as some of you may know, Google has many useful apps that come along with the free email account. If you don't have a Gmail account, you can create one, or if you have Microsoft Excel installed, you can also use that. So we're going to be using Google Sheets, and to get into Google Sheets, you'll need a Gmail account, so I'm logged in here. So if you navigate over to these dots here, and then go to Google Drive, your Google Drive folder will open up. Now you can see here what's stored locally or what's in the cloud in your drive. So by staying in here, you can simply right click and go to Google Sheets or Google Docs, Google Slides. There's a few different options here. So for us, we're going to be using Google Sheets, and this is pretty much identical to Microsoft Excel. So let's go ahead and click on Google Sheets. So now we have a brand new spreadsheet opened up. And the reason we are doing this is to start tracking the coins we do research on. The idea is to add different coin names, some information, and then we'll quickly be able to evaluate at a further date if that is the coin we want to, invest in and go from there. So let's go to the top here and give it a name. So this one will be called Cryptocurrency Undervalued Coin Tracking. You can name it whatever you want, that'll work for us. You can see it will autosave. Okay, so at the top here, you can grab the columns and make a certain thing wider. And let's do that a few times. All right, you can set this up however you'd like, but I would highly suggest having some way of tracking all your cryptocurrencies and all the research you do, because it makes it much easier to go back and see what you've been researching and compare each one. And after a few weeks of doing this, you'll have quite a bit of information here, and it just makes life a lot easier to keep things tracked. Again, you can change each title as you wish and what it says on each title, so that's totally up to you. I'll teach you exactly what I do. So in column 1 here, I typically type in the coin name. So coin name. My column B is typically description. C will be the current market cap, and I'll explain to you where to get that information later on in the course. Next will be the price. That is the current price of each coin. The next one is exchanges. That is the website where you can buy the coin. After that, we can do value score. And the value score is something I've actually added a little more recently in the last few months, and it seems to really help. So you have 10 coins and you're not really quite sure which one you want to invest in. That's where the value score would come in, because as you're going through them, if you really like the coin and the description of what it does, you really like the idea, it's got a super low market cap, but there's tons of potential, or the exchanges that the coin managed to get on at such an early date. For whatever reason, if a certain coin really jumps out to you as being a high potential coin, then give it a high value score here. So you can maybe say, this one is a 9 out of 10. And then, there's one that's pretty good, but it's not really high up there on your list. That could be, a 5. And then let's say there's a few of them that you're not quite sure you want to invest in yet, but there is some potential. In that case, I'd leave like a 1 or 2, and that tells me that I can look back into it at a later date. But for now, these two are the ones that make the most sense to invest in. Okay, so let's bring this a little closer so the numbers match a little closer to the title, and the description can probably be brought out. The name of the coin can probably be brought back in. The market cap can go a little lower. Same with the price, and maybe the exchanges can go up a bit. Now again, you can add more like the supply and whatnot, but for now this is probably enough information for me to explain the point of this. Now to go a little further into why I've chosen certain titles here, I'm going to pick current market cap as the first one to talk about. A lot of people don't really like the idea of picking a coin and deciding if it's good or not based on the market cap, and in my opinion that makes sense, although I do value it a little bit. So the reason I've included it is I consider the current market cap as the popularity of the coin, because the more money that's invested in any cryptocurrency, that essentially means how popular it is compared to the other ones. So Bitcoin has the largest market cap. That's because it is the most popular coin. And, a coin that just came out the other day is going to have a fairly small market cap, so the popularity of that is not going to be that high yet. So I think that's a good way to consider it. It allows you to quickly see how popular it is. And of course, if Bitcoin has a few hundred billion in the market cap, then chances are it's very popular, but there's not much room to grow. I mean, it might double or triple in the next year or so, but compared to a much smaller coin with a much smaller market cap, you can identify very quickly which coin you want to keep your eye on. And to me, the price column isn't all that important, so we won't focus too much on that. That just gives you a quick glance of the price. That could easily be the circulating supply or the max supply of that coin. So when I'm doing my research, obviously the coin name is important because that allows me to find it quickly if I choose to invest. The description isn't all that necessary, although it is very helpful, especially when you start adding a lot of coins here and they're new coins, so you're not really familiar with what the project is about or what the coin is supposed to do. Giving a brief description here of what it does. For example, is this a cryptocurrency? Is this a platform? And so on. The exchanges column is also important because let's say you hear after doing research a week later that there's some buzz around one of the coins that you picked. Well, you want to get in and buy as soon as you can because you're hearing some buzz and you think this coin is going to pump in the near future. It's going to go up in price. So you want to try to leverage that opportunity. So having the exchanges listed here is very convenient. It allows you to see the name of the coin and where to get it. So I'll just fill this out with Bitcoin quickly to give you an example of how to fill it out, and then we can remove it and then dive into the course and go from there. So let's go up here, double click, and we'll type in Bitcoin, and then we'll also add in brackets beside it BTC, which is the ticker name. That allows us to see the full name of the coin plus the short form ticker name. Okay, the description is currency and also store of value. And you could even go a little more in depth there and type in digital currency store value. Everyone knows what that is. Current market cap, let's just say 250 billion. The price is around, let's say 12K. And up here, it's good to deal in USD. Most of the exchanges deal in USD, so let's add that to the title. So that's 12K USD. Then the exchanges, it's pretty much available on everyone. So we'll just type a few of the big ones such as Binance.com, Bitrex, Coinbase, Quadriga CX, Poloniex, and that should be good for now. Now, to me, the value score of this wouldn't be very high, although there is a lot of talk of Bitcoin jumping up to 50 or 100K or even more. To some people, this actually might be one of their undervalued coins that they're keeping an eye on. Bitcoin's the biggest, so it might not make sense to list it here. But for my purposes, I'm looking for coins under about 1 billion market cap, maybe even less. So the value score of this for me would be, about a 1. So that's the general idea of how to fill this out. Again, if you want to add other ones like the supply or maybe the actual website where you can click it and go to the website directly from here, or the website or any other information that you want to add, that's totally fine. This is just how I tend to do it. And again, I would highly suggest tracking everything because professionals track all their trades. They do all their research and write it all down. This is something that works. It allows you to reference the research that you've done in the past and quickly identify which coins have the most potential and which coins you may want to invest in at any given time.